right, well, welcome to, what episode is this?
25?
Okay, welcome to the 25th episode. Oh my god, dude, 25 episodes. Holy shit. Welcome to the 25th episode of
Round of applause.
the Dark Mushroom Media
Not
Live
give a
Cast.
round of applause.
It totally does, dude.
No, it is 25. I was right.
We have a lot of stuff to cover today. There's been a lot of news, a lot of information, a lot of gaming events. We had a bunch of stuff from Gamescom. We're gonna talk about some stuff from TI and all the nonsense that Blizzard is doing. So I'd also like to welcome back Jose. It has been a really long time since he's last been on the cast.
6 weeks, I think.
Yeah, dude, it's been forever, man.
Did you see my flare? Did you see my flare?
Yes, I did. Tell us what you've been up to, man.
Tell us your story.
Yeah, how's life been? Are you still dying?
I died for a month.
When last we left you,
but then I resurrected.
like a Spanish
and then
soap opera.
I peaced out for a month. So yeah, sick, recovery time, and then vacation.
Oh, okay. All right. What stuff did you get done over your vacation? Did you have any fun? Did you go to any beaches?
I actually went out to Seattle to visit with a friend.
All right. You were in Seattle 2 days before TI, you son of a bitch.
He was there for like a good part of it, too.
Yeah, apparently the event ended, according to the banner I saw outside like the Seattle Center. It ended like the day after I left. So like I missed a bunch of days where I could have just been chilling.
We totally could have.
Actually, here,
son of a bitch.
before we like start everything, there was like the entire week of the event before and I guess during it, they did a bunch of stuff like outside, which was open to the public.
That's
And
during the
one of the
group
nights, or excuse me, one afternoon when I was there visiting some museums, we happened upon one of like the like computer booths. Like they have got like Nvidia or like Asus or whatever, and they were doing like mini swag giveaway things. And one afternoon, I was like, all right, there's like a mini tournament showing up. You get something just by participating. I don't play the game, I don't know the game, but I'm sure Tim or Palmer would appreciate something from here. Call up Tim, and I get the message that he like disconnected his phone because he wanted to buy a new Star Citizenship. Yeah. And so
is that really your like voicemail right now? That your phone is
I don't know what
disconnected?
I honestly have no idea what my voicemail. I don't know what my voicemail. I've never set up my voicemail. I don't know what it says when you call me when it's active.
It probably just like reads your number out. I think that's what it is. It's
the
like,
fat shitboard
is...
that had this phone is no longer is a broke motherfucker.
Yeah.
So anyway, I decided not to join the mini tournament and just participate and get stuff.
Yeah.
For you guys to give away because I'm greedy like that, selfish, spoiled. So
well,
on with my day.
Sure.
Took a few blurry pictures of the grounds, all this stuff. They played everything on like a giant screen where you could watch it from like a park.
Yeah, dude, I saw a picture of like some like little blonde kid standing in front of the monitor just in awe, just in absolute awe of what was going on the screen. I like to think that they're going to be like, professional Dota players and another
3K shitlords concerned. Just like the rest of us.
Cool. So I'm assuming there was a massive influx of people and stuff. Was it a pain in the ass getting around the city while it was going on?
I guess like in the city, I was in like one of the suburbs out of the city for most of my stay. So whenever we went into like Midtown, where like the
arena is,
the tower is, and all those random museums, it was a little annoying to get parking. But everyone there, like groups of like 5 dudes talking strats, talking Dota, talking nerdery, up and down, oblivious to traffic, oblivious to other people. Like it was pretty entertaining.
Yeah.
And and there was banners everywhere. Like if you didn't know something was going on, like you would literally bump into something that said Dota International, whatever. And I think the city embraces it because it seems like natural. It meshes well with everything that's going on in that particular area of Midtown in Seattle. And, great way to stay in shape.
It looks like the city embraces it because it brought in like
A tremendous
amount of money, dude. I have no idea how much value, like, because like 18 million was just the prize pool. That was 25% of just the compendium sales. Like 75% more add excuse me, multiply that by 3 and add it, and you have like the total. So that brings that city a lot of fucking money, and I'm sure Valve is spending a lot to rent out the key arena and get all those, especially since the production was so damn good this year.
Yeah, I bet Seattle also, like the city itself, spent a bit of money to ensure that they stay there or that they keep coming back. But I'm sure the money that they brought in from like out of towners or whatever.
Well, yeah, I mean, like, I'm pretty sure they would stay there because that's where Valve headquarters is located.
Yeah, that's where they're based.
Oh, really?
Yeah. So yeah, I mean, I would think it would be in their best interest to stay there. But yeah, dude, it's incredible. Just from the videos that I saw, I don't know. I keep saying I really want to go, but we'll see. As of now, it's a pipe dream. But,
dude, it's got to be that road trip where we like pick Isaac up along the way and like burn down Corbin's house.
That's really what it's gonna end up being, dude. Is it's like
live stream it.
Just it's gonna be ridiculous. It's gonna be
live
something
stream
stupid.
felonies, good stuff.
And you're just gonna hope that you can scalp a ticket from somebody when you get there, because you're always broke.
Just jump a group of nerds, steal their shit. Good stuff.
Yeah. But yeah, so obviously, I mean, if you didn't know, if you care to know, follow any of that stuff, EG, North America Dodo won best Dodo. They won the international, so they walked away with what, $6.5 million, something like that.
6.8, wasn't it?
Something like that.
First time an American team has won the international too.
And apparently, from what I understand, Valve pays all the taxes on that money.
Yeah.
Which is absolutely incredible. Good on Valve. I mean, I guess that's what they're using the rest of the money for.
I mean, it's got to be half the payouts, generally speaking.
Yeah, absolutely. So I mean, the teams do walk away with that full amount. That's incredible. I mean, the other thing that I found really interesting about TI this year is it got some serious media coverage this year. I mean, like ESPN was still pretty reluctant to talk about it. But the fact that it was on SportsCenter at all, period, is mind-boggling to me. I mean, CNN covered it. Everybody fucking covered it.
ESPN 3 actually showed a good portion of it.
Oh, did they really?
Yeah.
The Ocho.
The other thing that was really cool is the amount of pub stomps that increased this year. For people that don't know, pub stomps are just like bars in the area and actually like all over the world, multiple countries that are showing the Dota and when the times are and what it's doing and if it has any specials and all that kind of thing. And so like there happened to be one that was nearby. I live in Richmond, so I mean Charlottesville was like an hour and 20-minute drive. We ended up getting there. I don't know. I think match 2 of the final, I believe. No. We were actually there for the first round. Sorry. And so, it was interesting. It was a lot of fun. Met up with some friends there. And I mean, aside from one really annoying drunk bitch that just was just really starting to get on my last nerve, it was a great experience. So I strongly suggest people go. That was a lot of fun. I got some free swag. It was cool. It was a good experience. And so, yeah, congratulations to EG on that. And that was actually a really, really... When they lost the second round of CDEC, I
kind of a turn.
Yeah, I really did. I was like, all
it's
right,
been known to happen.
That's it.
Chinese teams.
I immediately threw my hands up in the air. I was like, well, that's it. Chinese teams are going to win. That's it. We're done.
Even if CDEC won, though, it still would not have. It was light years ahead of last year's.
Oh God, dude, yeah, that's true. It was actually I have to say though, like after TI, dude, I fucking hate Dota right now, dude. I really do. It's nothing but the same heroes now every goddamn time.
It happens every TI. We've done this for like 2 years now,
and it's awful, dude. It's going to be awful for the next like 3 weeks and
at least a month.
So you're saying people are only playing the characters that
they wish to emulate the sick plays they saw in international, but don't have the skill set to do it.
They're not only picking those heroes, but they're picking all the items that the pros picked that were like really situational and worked in those situations, but people don't know how to fucking use them in like normal pub matches, and that shit has been a little bit of a mess. And it's
like, I'm not even, as a techies player, I'm not even ruining games anymore. Like, this is the meta's
dude, you're
doing
really
it.
not.
Like,
if
people
like,
wish they were back to the techies days.
Every time I'm facing a team, dude, like it's just all pick. It's insta pick Storm, Leshrac, Slark, Bloodseeker. Every fucking team.
Gyro.
And yeah, well, no, for some reason we usually end up. I've been on teams ending up with Gyro a lot lately, and that's actually been like a godsend because it's that motherfucker just wrecks in early and mid game team fights.
Helicopter pilot don't give a fuck.
But yeah, dude, it's really kind of fucked with the meta. I mean, those heroes were picked a lot beforehand, but now it's just like insta pick. Like, and if you face a team with all those heroes on, like, it's next to impossible to get a team coordinated enough to win. So that's always fun after TI. Thanks professional players. Thanks for showing people how to play Dota. And
every year it happens.
And picking the same goddamn heroes every goddamn time.
It kind of happened with the DAC this year too, though, but like nowhere near to the extent.
Sniper was a goddamn plague for a while, dude. He was a
Troll
plague. Well, no, I had more of a problem with Sniper than I did Troll, dude. But yeah, and every once in a while you got the Troll Sniper combo. It's just Jesus.
There's always an annoying meta, but just when you dump the international on top of it, it's just like fuck. Like, it's just fucked, man.
Yeah.
There's no other word. It's fucked. That's all it is.
Yeah. But yeah, I mean, it was great to watch. Good on Valve for the production values. I mean, they blew me away this year. They had a really, really great panel. I don't know about the British guy that they brought on.
Red Eye or whatever.
Yeah, and he really tried. But
fuck the albino guy, man. It's all about
dude, that other guy was just a goddamn. He wasn't on the panel at all the last day, right? I think they got rid of him. I think they were like, goodbye.
Back with
yeah, go away. I mean, I was disappointed there was no Bruno this year.
Fuck Bruno.
I'm gonna be. No, dude, I love his stats, dude. He's great. And his stupid outfits. They're awful.
Bruno?
Bruno is he's basically
flamboyant
like
Dota caster.
Yeah, he wears just
the funkiest.
Imagine.
The
have you seen that video "Tacky" by Weird Al Yankovic? Seen his music video for that?
Yeah.
He wears stuff like that on a regular basis. Like
actually, Weird Al
just a good suits, off-color suits, polka dots, just like everything, and nothing matches, and it's fantastic. Just looking at him is just a giant eyesore, and he just like starts spewing Dota stats, and he has a really, really, really thick Italian accent, and it's great.
Is he accurate at least?
Yeah, no, dude. That guy lives and breathes Dota. He works for Valve now. That's why he wasn't. That's why he wasn't a part of it.
Programmer job or some shit now.
I believe he does stuff for Dota now. Yeah, I mean, it was kind of sucked to not see him, but I mean, we had the usuals. We had Cinderin and
Blitz casting,
Blitz
best casting.
Yeah, dude. I mean, it was great. It was great. The dead mouse thing at the end. Let's talk about that.
Those camera zooms, though.
Let's talk
those
about
fucking camera
that
zooms
for a second. He started off with just like the slowest possible song he could, and like you're supposed to be like, all right, EG just won TI, hype, and it was just like slow droning house music for like the first 3 minutes of his performance, and then he started playing all his hits. I don't know.
A really boring, awkward rave at first.
Yeah. And it ended up okay, but there was some guy who was just like tilting and zooming the camera in and out like this, like over and over again, and it was awful, and like Twitch chat just exploded just when that started happening.
Well, to be fair, it doesn't take much for Twitch chat. I'm watching Dota.
But yeah, it was good. It was really good. I enjoyed it. I think a lot of other people did too. I'm really looking forward to seeing how Valve tops it this year, or, the next TI6, I guess. But yeah, congratulations again to EG. Smail. I know that neck pillow is helping him cheat somehow.
That fucking idiot. He looked like such a fucking idiot with that fucking neck pillow.
I guarantee you he's got like some sort of like attachment inside that reads the other player's minds.
Isaac has a theory where it's just got Ritalin in it, or
oh yeah, it's just like a direct feed.
Adderall. It's just got Adderall. Yeah, it's like Ghost in a Shell. He's just got a direct feed to his brain.
I wouldn't put it past him. Yeah, but congratulations, you guys. So moving on, we're gonna. I'm gonna take the
touching on that.
Oh yeah,
super quick. I just happened to watch like a 5-second like YouTube video on it. that some sort of governing board for like esports just released a bunch of like, information on banned substances during
Yeah,
esport gameplay or something like that.
Apparently, they're going to start drug testing too, because apparently Adderall is a problem, according to that one guy who plays a lot of CS:GO.
Yeah.
And so yeah, I mean, you know, I wouldn't, and honestly, I wouldn't put it past them.
I had no follow-up, just, you know, that last sentence or suddenly, oh, something about some sort of governing board. Right, carry on.
Oops, just blocked everything. All right, so taking the reins back again real quick before I hand it off to Tim, we're going to talk about some of the Blizzard stuff real quick. I know nobody's going to really give a shit about this but me, but I'm super duper duper excited with 2 dupers and 1 super.
Really? What the fuck? Really?
Boy's excited.
Yeah, dude.
That's don't beyond hate. Excited. That's
fucking hate.
You just went autistic, sir.
Yeah, whatever. Don't hate. The Hearthstone cards get released.
You know, in a weird way, I kind of understand that, though. I do the same thing with Star Citizenship. So
yeah. So there's been approximately like 50 cards released. There's been a lot of lackluster cards released in this expansion so far, but I'm really excited about the new mechanics. I really am just going to touch on them real briefly, but the Inspire stuff looks like it'll
I actually
be a
know
lot
nothing
of fun.
about this, so this is the first time of me hearing a lot of this stuff.
Oh, okay, so they're all right. Well, it was going to be brief. So they're adding 2 new mechanics. One of them is called Inspire. The other one is called Joust. And so Inspire basically gives, like, you play a creature and it's got Inspire like +2/+0 like whenever you cast a hero ability. And so that's what Inspire means. It's like whenever you use a hero ability, something special happens to the creatures that you're playing. And then there's other cards that like will let you cast your hero ability like more than once per turn, and your hero ability becomes 1, and like a bunch of other things. So it's a really interesting mechanic that does a lot of awesome things for every single class except fucking Rogue. That officially makes Rogue the worst class in the game.
You can only equip, like, that does sound kind of dumb for a Rogue.
There's one thing they added to Rogue. It's a weapon for them. Instead of giving you a new weapon, it makes your it gives +1 durability and +1 attack to whatever weapon you're using.
Yeah, if you upgraded it, it could be feasible.
Well, it's like only if you have this card. Otherwise, it just gives you a new weapon every time and you can only attack once per turn.
So the ability itself doesn't up the weapon. You would need a card in addition.
Yeah,
to that.
you would. Like you play, it's a weapon card that you play, and so that weapon takes over, and then whenever you use your hero ability, that weapon becomes upgraded. So you have to draw the weapon first before you can.
That's
do
what you're saying.
Have weapons always been a part of Hearthstone?
Yeah, from the very beginning. They're mainly used by paladins and warriors and rogues. But I mean, most classes have some sort of weapon. The only one that I can think of that doesn't is mage. But that's because they're, so spell focused, and they should be that way. Giving a mage a weapon is the stupidest goddamn thing in the world.
Awful.
But yeah, the other mechanic, the Joust mechanic, seems interesting, so what I'm just gonna explain what it is first. It's every time when you play a creature, it says draw a card. Both players draw a card. The creature with the card with the higher mana cost wins the Joust, and they get to keep that card. Otherwise, it gets discarded. So, for instance, there's this legendary card. It's a Skeleton Warrior. It says, like, whenever it dies, Joust. So draw a card. Whoever has the highest card, if you draw a higher card than your opponent, then the Skeleton Warrior goes back into your hand. So it's basically like unkillable as long as you keep drawing massive cards. So what that does essentially just like purposefully slows down the meta of the game. And it's awesome, I think, because of the fact that right now it's just so much face. Although I will say, like, the meta's kind of been changing lately. It's like more tempo right now, but before that it was very aggressive, very face. You're still seeing nothing but face hunters. You're still seeing nothing but zoo warlocks. This will really slow things down. You're probably going to see a lot more hand locks now, more focused endgame play because of this. And I think it's a great response to what's going on, and it gives people an incentive to play larger cards even though Big Game Hunter exists. So I think it's great. I think it's awesome what they're doing with that. The joust mechanic, I'm appreciative of what it's going to do, but I'm wondering whether or not people are still going to use it, because a lot of the joust cards that I've seen haven't been that good. So if their cards aren't really that great, then why would anybody want to use the joust mechanic? I don't necessarily know that it'll change the meta that much if people don't accept it. So we'll see what happens and what plays out with that. Other big Blizzard announcement from Gamescom was the World of Warcraft expansion. Legion looks pretty interesting. As I've talked about, I think it was like 2 podcasts or 3 live casts ago, something like that. I mentioned I started playing WoW again.
Did you actually react? The whole thing was your account was about to expire, and you wanted to hop back on it. Are you still playing it?
Fed you crap.
I do, yeah. I do. I wait.
It absolutely worked.
I did.
That's hilarious.
I did, but like I treat it like I treat it like all the rest of Blizzard's games. I just let things build up, and I'll only pop on it like once every like 3 days or so. Which is pretty much the same way I am with Hearthstone, because I just like wait for the quests to stack and then knock them all down at once. So I play that game like once every 3 days now. And so like with World of Warcraft, I'll just log out in town, wait until I have 2 full levels of blue XP, and then go questing.
You're a sick individual.
Well, you know. So yeah, they got me back. I'm really interested in seeing how this new class plays out. It's definitely something that looks like it's going to be a lot of fun. But I also guarantee you that when that gets released, there is going to be such an influx of that class, it's going to be next to impossible to get anything accomplished. So I don't think I'm going to play it right off the bat. I'll probably finish leveling up my current maid, my shaman, and then keep playing that, because I've still got a ways to go. I'm only level 65 now, I think. So yeah, I've got to, because this releases the level cap to 110. So that's just getting obnoxious.
It's just a weird number. Like, it's over 100. Like,
yeah.
Unless you're going to like 250 or something, it just doesn't make sense.
At this point, they might do.
It just never ends.
The other thing that I found really interesting, World of Warcraft's player base is just plummeted, apparently. So they announced that they're going to be doing a yearly expansion model, and that it's going to be at a lower price point. And I think it was like $35, maybe $30, $30 or $35, something like that. But we're going to start seeing yearly expansions. They added more people to the team. And so we're going to see some more development for that. It really sounds like they're just kind of giving people what they want, what people are asking for at this point. They're just trying to kind of keep the fan base happy, keep them playing. And I mean, it's interesting. They've added a couple other new features. There's going to be some sort of like, from what I understand, some sort of like a weapon transmutation system or something that's a little more refined than what looks like is currently in the game. And it looks like they're also adding something that's kind of like a Haragic cube. So we'll see what happens with that. More details as that emerges. I will definitely keep bringing it up when new news comes out. The other thing I really want to touch on real quick is just the Overwatch beta. Super duper excited. A bunch of new gameplay videos came out for that. They still haven't talked about their model for it at all. Which
it's gonna be awful.
Which worries me, but we'll see what happens. We'll see what happens. I mean, I really hope they kind of do something at least that's more along the Dirty Bomb route, because unless that game is fucking incredible, I don't think it's gonna pull me off Dirty Bomb.
Dirty Bomb is a pretty fair system in place.
Yeah,
it really doesn't take long to do
it's
what you
a
want to do.
really reasonable system, and it's one that I think is fucking awesome.
So how does it work?
Well, like it works the same way most free to play games go, but it's like new quests every
3 hours.
Yeah, 3 hours.
And 3 quests every 3 hours. Like, that's pretty ridiculous in comparison to something like.
And it gives you pretty high payouts, and the free currency for buying new characters is really not unreasonable. It would probably take you like 2 weeks of grinding to get a new
Not
character?
it took. I actually counted because Steam tracks time. It took me about 6 hours to unlock the character I wanted to unlock. Granted, it was one of the lower. I think it was only like 30,000 in-game credits. One of the lower tier characters, but it only took me 6 hours. And in comparison to some other free-to-play games, that's amazing.
Yeah. So I mean, I'm excited. I've got myself signed up for the beta. If I get in, I will definitely let you guys know what I think about it.
I think you just go to the site and sign up for it, can't you?
You've got to like it's Blizzard, so you got to like note it on your actual BattleNet account and like say you want to sign up for the beta and stuff.
It makes you jump through a lot of hoops, but it is there.
Yeah, so we'll see if I get in. I'll let you guys know my thoughts. I've got pretty good luck with getting into Blizzard betas, so we'll see what happens. I mean, like that's no bullshitting. I've been in.
No, I've had fucking offer. Remember, I was signed up for the Heroes of the Storm beta for over a year.
Yeah,
I didn't get in, so good stuff. Blizzard knows I hate them.
Well, yeah, because I mean, I got into the Hearthstone beta. I got into the StarCraft 2 beta. The original one. I didn't get into the. No, I got into the original.
Oh my god, I remember that. I tried joining a game. I installed everything, and then my computer exploded because it was like way too much for it to handle.
Yeah. But yeah, excited about Overwatch. Looks like a lot of fun. There's a couple other things I want to address, but I'm gonna let Tim take the reins on it for a while. We've got a whole bunch of stuff to cover, so.
I just really want to get into the Mountain Blade 2 stuff.
Let's do it, man. It's pretty.
Yeah, it's a game we're all very familiar with. They have dumped, I'm guessing, over 100 hours at this point. Yeah, for right off the bat, the game just looks so much better. I mean, it looked pretty terrible in 2010. In 2015, it's not looking any better. But this new engine, and considering it's in pre-alpha, it looks fucking great. Everything kind of looks expanded upon. Siege Warfare, the crafting is going to be a big element, much more so than it was previously.
And in multiplayer?
Yeah, in multiplayer. I'm really curious to see what the player cap is, though, because in Mountain Blade Warband, it's 200. You can get a full Siege game going with 100 players on each side, and it's ridiculously fun. I'm really, really hoping that kind of cap stays the same in Warband 2. But it's looking great.
It looks really good. It does. It looks really good, but I think it's still within a threshold, and I guarantee you there's going to be a lot of sliders and stuff that you can probably use. But like that game has such a
devoted
a niche player base that is really like fanatically devoted to that game.
Dude, those regiment guys though, like real talk.
Yeah, dude, that show was incredible. So I mean, like, I feel like that game can probably cater to a more hardcore audience that would be able to play, because I mean, a lot of the people that I know that play Mountain Blade have rigs that could run like 18 different fucking versions of Mountain Blade at the same time.
Yeah, it's not a resource heavy game.
So I mean, I think just kind of by nature, just by the nature of the game itself, the game caters towards a very hardcore audience that tends to be, PC enthusiasts. So I think they wouldn't have any problem having several hundred people in a server. Because I mean, like, honestly, you can build a computer. Like, how much did you put into yours? Like 650, right?
700, somewhere around there.
And I mean, that got you a fucking fantastic. I guarantee you, yours can join 200 player servers just fine. I mean,
in Mountain Blade Warband.
No, I'm saying in Mountain Blade 2 when it finally comes
Mountain
out.
Blade 2? Yeah, probably. Yeah.
You're probably going to be just fine. So
I have to
really, after parallaxing all those tiny leaves on the ground, grass tufts, you didn't see that weird demo with the slow rolling hills?
I mean, I guarantee you that'll all be controlled in sliders. We're probably looking at like ultra quality on that. I guarantee you there'll be like medium settings. It's not going to have all that full, like, even Witcher 3 had stuff like that taken out of it when you slid, the slider down. Just the matter of how, good your rig is. But I guarantee you a lot of rigs are going to be able to play that on low and medium settings.
Yeah, that shouldn't be an issue. I'm just more, it's not even concerned. It's just more a kind of a thought. Like, I don't know. I imagine they'll still have 200 player servers and it won't be a thing.
There was that article about how it will support multiple mods.
Yeah, that got me very excited.
I think the player count won't be an issue because they'll probably at least make it stable for something that runs a server that can hold up to 200 people, even if it's unofficial server, whatever. So I'm not too worried about it. I'm sure the feel of it will be in there eventually, even if it starts off slow, like 20 versus 20 or something. Because those videos only showed like, it was like 6 or 12 people per like siege tower, and then like 6 on that. It didn't show that high of a player count, at least when you take into like the defense and offense and how many players you saw on screen. But
we also have to account for, I imagine they don't have 400 or 200 people just sitting around willing to test this demo for an extensive period of time. I'm sure, you know, they can set that up, but something to show pre-off. I mean, they could have. I don't know. It's
when is that game like supposed to come
out? Next fall, I think. I don't expect it to be out next year, but I think it's slated for next fall. I mean, this is the first footage of Mount and Blade Warband 2 stuff we've seen, really. Like, they did that Rolling Hills video and a little technical thing about 3 months ago, but this is the first time we're starting to see it, you know, being put together and coming together. So it's very hype. Much hype.
There is a bunch of, like, screenshots, too.
Yeah. But I mean,
I would say, as much as I love the multiplayer and, like, all iterations of Mount and Blade, the single player is, like, what really drew me in.
It's amazing.
And I'm pretty sure that they're going to nail that, absolutely.
You'd be surprised how many people that play Mount and Blade Warband multiplayer haven't actually played the single player campaign. Like a friend of me and Palmer's, Jesse, he's put around 200 hours into Mount and Blade. He's never touched the single player. And like I explained to him, like, no, you can run around this kingdom and like you start out with a little warband, you become a king. It's awesome. And he's just like, oh, I didn't even realize that was in the game. I've just been shooting people as Napoleon. And it's the idea of all these different kinds of, like, just imagine, like, Skyrim-esque stuff where you're, you know, King Joffrey in Space Marine power armor and you're just running around the field shooting people. It just sounds amazing.
Best mod was, like, an orcs mod where just orcs on orcs on orcs.
Yes.
You have to violate a woman with a crossbow if you're going to be King Joffrey.
Gotta go full bore.
You just gotta go, you know.
No, that can be, like, on his shoulder plate.
Oh god!
Yeah, that's pretty horrifying. But you know what? It's doable because Mount and Blade.
Oh jeez, Louise! All the SJWs. Hey, we'll get views at least.
Pretty sure if any SJWs got a hold of us, they'd hate us anyway.
Guys, you're triggering me.
Gonna go post to your Tumblr account, bro.
Oh, Jesus. A couple small tidbits of news, just quick things. Shadowrun Hong Kong got a release date, and it's actually coming out next Thursday. Pretty excited for that. I don't know if Palmer's messed around with the Shadowrun stuff. I don't know if you have, Jose, but they
not once, but like you talk it up so much. I know you gave me the games. I think at some point I should probably play them.
You should.
I feel like there's a lot of stuff in your library, i.e. GTA 5, that you need to fucking get on and play.
Did you install that? I can't remember what happened to that.
Yeah, that night I bought it from Rockstar because any other way to... No. I bought it from Steam because buying it from Rockstar was going to be like a pain in the ass. And then we talked for like weeks about like meeting up and playing. I'm pretty sure it's still installed. Yeah, I should play that game before I play Shadowrun.
We should. I just want to wreak havoc, dude. I've watched so many YouTube videos. I have so many ideas on how to troll people now. I want to get on that game and be stupid. I'm ready. Eat it in my life.
Also, Resident Evil 2 was just announced today, I think. Got greenlit for a remake. Really no surprise. 3 and Veronica, I think Code Veronica was the other game.
Yep.
They are definitely going to be remade as well. But, you know, I have the first remake, didn't play it, but apparently it was great. And it looked great, so.
Yeah.
Great.
I played the GameCube version of it. I have the HD one also, but I haven't touched it yet. I played, I don't know, maybe 3 hours, 4 hours of the GameCube version. I would play it at a friend of mine's house who had a GameCube. I really loved it. I thought it was fantastic. So I'm really looking forward to a second one, especially if it's like a total and complete remake where they really, you know, up-res the graphics and stuff. And actually, they totally redid the graphics for the first one when they remade it. So, yeah, if they do something along those lines again, that could be a lot of fun. And I think there's a lot of demand. And I think there's a lot of people who agree that that is probably the best Resident Evil release. Granted,
Yeah,
I'm looking at it with a lot of nostalgia. Yeah, exactly. So maybe that's not the case anymore now, but I mean, I think honestly that's one of those classic games that no matter what happens, it's just going to be a blast to play, just in terms of it being compelling. I mean, I played the second one on Vita for a little bit, driving down to Florida a couple years ago, and I mean, I still think the original one's a hell of a lot of fun. So
I keep forgetting they ported all those old PlayStation 1 games to Vita.
Yeah, dude, that's one of the best reasons to own it, dude. Suikoden 2, Resident Evil 2.
Keep pushing that game.
just so many great things available on that platform that people just don't know about. Please buy Vitas, get it back.
Dead and Dying. Rip on. I really don't know why. Like, that alone should sell a stupid number of those things.
Hold on. I
recently... like Cooking Strip Master.
Dude, no, hold on. There's another one that's getting ready to come out in Japan. I don't know if it's going to be released here, but basically the goal of the game is you play as this girl and she's on a quest. It's a roguelike, and it actually looks like it's going to be a lot of fun. I promise I'm not just interested in this because of the story. It's about a girl who's going on a quest in order to get larger breasts.
Japan.
So that's basically the whole point of the story. And there's a whole bunch of like random stuff in there. It looks totally just niche.
Japan, please.
Yeah. But it also looks like a total blast. It's like a third-person roguelike. Looks like a lot of fun, actually. So I'm kind of hoping that actually gets released out here. If it does, I guarantee you it'll be censored to shit, and it's going to be awful. But, it is what it is. Anyways, what the fuck were we talking about before we got on?
We got from Resident Evil to Women's Quest to Enlarge Breast.
Hold on. Bring up the next topic. I'm going to try to find the name of this game real quick, because...
Halo Wars. Holy tits.
Oh yeah, dude.
I think I titled that appropriately. It's just a teaser, but coming out on PC, which is just fantastic. Like, honestly, the first Halo Wars game wasn't like the most amazing, like, diamond in the rough game ever, but it was really fun. It was a Halo RTS, and it actually worked on Xbox, which was, honestly, off the top of my head, can't think of any other RTS that really did it that well. But just the fact that it's coming to PC, and
it's very simple to play too.
Real quick, that Vita game's called Omega Labyrinth.
Omega, that's the name.
That's the name of it.
Makes sense.
But yeah, keep your eyes peeled. It's gonna
Omega Labyrinth, like 12. Is it the 12th of
12 Budokai edition? Just good stuff.
Yeah. Anyways, continue Halo Wars.
Just an RTS. We're all familiar with it. It wasn't terribly. It wasn't like Total War, insane complicated nonsense. It was pretty simple, but it was fun and it looked cool, and the Halo universe fit well in that type of setting. So I'm really glad to see that they're bringing this. This is kind of out of the blue too. No one really thought that they would do a Halo Wars 2. If they did, it would be, down the pipeline. They would kind of hint at it for years. So it's kind of
cool. Was it only an announcement, or had there already?
They just put out no information I knew of. They just put out a teaser trailer. No concrete information.
Here's my one concern is I would much rather play this game on PC, and I'm really excited that it's coming out to PC. That's part. I only like slightly played Halo Wars. I never even bought it. I played it with a friend. And part of the reason it just the controls were very good for an RTS on a console, but it just didn't feel right, I guess, playing it on a console. So
I totally get that.
I'm really looking forward to playing it on PC. That was kind of the reason that I didn't get into the first one. So my one qualm is I'm familiar with how it controlled on Xbox, and I hope they keep that control scheme. I hope they improve upon that for the console players, because it really was pretty good. But when they port it over to PC, I hope it's a full port. I hope that it plays like an RTS should on a PC, and not like, trying to just kind of like pigeonhole certain controls from the PC into what they already have formatted for the console. Does that make sense?
Yeah, no, that actually absolutely makes sense.
And I mean, that's like a legitimate.
You don't want it to be refrained from being on PC. Like, you don't want it to just feel like a console port. You want it to feel like it belongs on PC.
Yes,
like the scheme makes
but
sense.
Exactly.
They made the point of saying not released for Windows, but released for Windows 10. Isn't the whole point of Windows 10 so they could like merge everything into like one sort of environment?
Yeah, so you can like stream your Xbox games onto your PC.
So wouldn't it make sense that the way it plays on Xbox One would be the way it plays on Windows to keep the same experience?
I'll be very disappointed if that's the case.
I wouldn't necessarily agree with that.
I want it to play like an RTS should on a PC.
Yeah,
So,
I'm with you on that.
Yeah,
I think it'll be fine.
Yeah, I do too.
Once more details come out, they'll probably start addressing that, because that is probably a concern with a lot of PC gamers that are also Halo fans.
Yeah, so I'm really excited about the fact that it's still not a proper Halo game, but it's a Halo title on PC. So we've got the, top-down action shooters on PC now. We're getting the RTS. Fingers crossed Halo 6 on PC? Fingers crossed.
It's definitely possible, considering all the merging Xbox is going to be doing with PC in the coming year. Really wouldn't surprise me at all.
Yeah, so I'm really, because you know what, dude, just mine would be blown. Mine would be absolutely blown if they released that on PC, man.
It'd be so bro-fisted out, you won't know what to do with yourself.
Dude, I won't even care. Because I mean, it's hard. Like when we went back to playing, the Master Chief Collection on console, dude, it didn't feel.
Yeah, we
right.
were terrible.
It did not feel right. There was a point where that really did. That felt like home. And playing, at the rare times that I would play Counter-Strike or something on PC, it would start to feel foreign. But now it's just the other way around. I mean, I'm sure it'll warm up and everything will be fine come Halo 5 after a few weeks, but.
Those first few weeks are going to be rough, though.
Yeah, well, I'm sticking to campaign and the horde mode, and then that multiplayer story thing that they're doing for a good long time until I start playing.
You get your shit together.
Yeah, until I start playing actually playing online. But yeah, I mean, dude, I'm so excited, dude. That's gonna reunite the whole crew, man. Vasquez is getting it. It'll just be what a mess.
What a mess. We started. A lot of people seem to be getting Xboxes. Recently, and you attributed that to the Gamescom performance.
Oh yeah, dude. I mean,
which does make sense.
I don't know, dude. I love my PS4. I think it's great, but PlayStation has nothing coming out. Nothing. They have a horror game coming out in October, which does look legit, by the way. That game looks really, really cool. Until Dawn, you should check it out if you don't know anything about it. But other than that, they really don't. Everything. It's all just third-party games, and that's great. That's where I'd prefer to play my third-party games, so I really don't have that much of a problem with it. But I mean, I'm ready for an Uncharted game. I know it's not. I know it's around the corner. It's going to be soon, but I'm ready for it. And Xbox has just been all right. E3 came, and here's everything that's coming out in 2015. Don't worry, you're going to have a lot of fun. Guess what? Here's Gamescom. Here's everything that's coming out in 2016. Look how much shit it is. What? It's kind of ridiculous. So I mean, I think a lot of
releases coinciding with one another too. It happens with Sony and Xbox in certain years, but this year, it's absolutely favoring Xbox. And the games for Windows Live, or not games for Windows Live. Jesus Christ, the backwards compatibility and all that shit too.
Yeah, dude. I mean, and you know what? I really do think Phil Spencer is just a massive facade. Nothing about him seems genuine. But it doesn't matter because of the fact that he's really trying, I guess. Trying to appease people. And it doesn't seem like it's... I don't know. I just, he doesn't seem... Nothing about him seems genuine. But he's doing all the right moves. He's making all the right plays. And I think it's because he realizes that, they had such... He's a businessman. And he's being ruthless in the fact that he knows exactly what he has to do to get the gamers on his side in order to make Xbox come out on top, considering they had such a fuck up the first year. And they have a lot.
Just the fact that gamers were very vocal about it too.
Well, yeah,
to the point of harassment.
But he's listening to people, and I mean, he's listening to that vocal gamer mindset, and he's actually doing things about it, whereas Sony still doesn't let you change your fucking name. Hello, Shuhei, please. You know, it's been, let me fucking change my name. It's been almost a decade, dude. Come on. I don't care what the price is. Charge me $30. I just want to change my fucking name.
They don't, even if you pay for it, they don't have.
No, there's nothing.
That's odd.
Yeah, there's nothing right now. So you know, come on, guys, get on the ball here. But yeah, they did really well. So I mean, it makes sense that Xboxes would be flying off the shelves, man.
They've also got, you know, the Gears release. Gears remaster is only 2 weeks, less than 2 weeks away at this point.
Yeah, and I know that's a reason for a lot of the sales, but Gears fan base has always been kind of like they're adamant. They constantly release Gears games, but the Gears fan base has been like a small niche part of like the global Xbox audience, I think.
I don't know about small. I can see the niche thing because the games have just gotten progressively worse. But
yeah.
Like Gears has always been in like the top spots for like, you know, games being played. Like on Larry Herb's like Twitter, whenever he does those rankings, Gears has always been like at the top, like top 5, top 10 at least.
Really?
Like
it does well. It doesn't do like Halo numbers, but it does do pretty well.
I mean, I don't know about recently. I haven't seen that Twitter forever, but
yeah,
up until maybe like 3-4 years ago. 3 years ago, yeah, like Gears has always been consistently played.
Well, maybe I'm underestimating it then.
They have given away every game but the second one for Games for Windows Gold. And actually, well, we're on the
also the only good thing that came out of like Gears is the Horde mode. That is such a whack game to me. Like I don't see the appeal.
You don't of the single player?
And of the every other aspect of the multiplayer except Horde. The single player was pretty cool, especially if you.
Yeah, because I thought the first one was awesome.
Yeah, the first one was amazing. The second one, where giant worms came into play, terrible.
The second one wasn't even that bad, but three sucked. 3 fucking sucked.
3 was awful.
Judgment was even worse.
I have that and I haven't played it.
I haven't played it. I've only like watched like, you know, you can find those videos on YouTube. That's nothing but the cinematics. So I've watched all the cinematics and they're just fucking awful. And I mean, like you're thinking about like how just cringe-worthy the fucking Dom scenes were in 3. Like the suicide. Sorry, spoilers, guys. Dom dies.
I mean, that's 4 years old now.
Yeah. But yeah, I mean, like that whole suicide thing was just awful. Could the writers please just? I don't understand.
Is that the one where he was hunting down his wife in like a concentration?
Yeah, it was like
that was the second one.
Is that how it ended?
No. The third one like halfway through he commits suicide because his wife dies in the second one.
Yeah, but I'm saying he sees his wife die in the second one.
Yeah. That was another awfully written scene.
Yeah, dude, they were everyone but the first one was just terrible.
Yeah.
Like, that's all it. Story-wise, that's all it was. I remember Marcus Phoenix shouting, "Oh my God, it's a giant worm!" and a fucking giant worm pops up on screen. I just like dropped my controller and walked away. I was stunned.
Was it worm with a U or a Y?
Y, I think, right?
My God.
Yeah, it was pretty bad.
Sure. And the first one was like the writing in the first one wasn't like terribly good. They're just these steroid pumped retards running around killing locusts. Yeah, but it was entertaining.
The first one had like those horror elements to it too.
Yeah,
like
very atmospheric.
Yeah, you're right.
Very atmospheric.
And like they just totally dropped that like in the second and third one. Just made it like they made it a bro-fest shooter, guys. Like,
everyone shoots everything.
I think they focused more on multiplayer because it was huge, and I think story just took fucking backseat to that.
Yeah,
I mean the Horde mode was huge and did absolutely have like a influence in the gaming industry, like even to this day.
Oh yeah, dude. Oh yeah, and I mean like Horde mode was even better in 3. I think 3 had the best Horde mode.
3 did have really good Horde mode. I will give 3
hands down. Like 3 was awesome.
The turrets and stuff.
It is still one of the best Horde modes in gaming to date. And I mean, like, yeah, I spent when I bought 3. I've bought every one of them. I played through every one of them. Obviously, I like the games enough to keep contributing. Well, every one of them except Judgment. That I feel like that didn't really. At least the core 3 of them, I've played through all of them. I'm excited for a 4th one. We'll see what happens. I mean, like, I wasn't really that excited for the remaster until you reminded me that it was coming out, and I started watching more videos. And I was
just played the beta. It was fun. It was very fun. Also worth noting, kind of an interesting way they're doing the DLC. They're doing DLC for the remaster, but it's basically just like a lot of skins, and I think there's some new stuff, but it's mostly old skins, like gun skins, character skins, yada yada, being ported over from Gears 3 to Gears Ultimate. But if you get these skins, via pre-order, in-game unlock, buying the deluxe edition, whatever the hell, you're actually be able to use them in Gears 4. And it's the first instance I've really thought of or heard of a game doing this, so I think it's kind of interesting.
Yeah, it is. I mean, I'm just glad it's skins and that kind of thing.
Yeah, it'd be kind of dumb if they did map packs and shit like that that way. But with skins, it's just stupid cosmetic stuff. Who cares?
Yeah. So I mean, I'm okay with it. Apparently Reddit's not.
Reddit's never okay with anything. They're
so,
Reddit.
Redditors
will Reddit. Yeah.
But yeah, I mean, it is what it is. It's okay, and I mean, Microsoft actually has decent digital deals every once in a while. So I guarantee you, somewhere down the road, you'll probably be able to pick those skins up pretty cheap, if you really want them. So it is what it is. I mean, the bottom line is they didn't have to completely remaster the fucking first Gears game and sell it to you guys. Like, they didn't have to do that.
I don't know.
So
it feels nice at 60 frames a second.
Yeah, I know. That's what I'm saying. Like, good on them. Delicious. Like, I don't understand why everybody always gets so mad about these remastered games. It's just like, look, guys. Like, I'm not gonna. For instance, God of War 3 got remastered on PS4 a couple weeks ago and released, and that's like one of my favorite games of all time.
The first couple got remastered for 3, didn't they?
Yeah. This one, like, they did like a total complete rework. Like, it does look significantly better. It's full 1080p, 60 frames a second. Looks like a lot of fun. I'm not gonna buy it for fucking $50, but when it comes
for the third time, right? Haven't there been a bunch of tie-ins and releases of that game?
No, not of 3.
I thought you were talking about 1.
No, I'm talking about 3. Yeah, man. I mean, like, I'm really looking forward to it. I'll buy it when it drops down to $30. I'll play through it a bunch more times. I've beaten that game like 8 or 9 times, I think. It's just one of the, because it only takes like 6 hours, even on Titan difficulty. It only takes like fucking 6 hours to plow through. And it's fun.
That's awesome.
It's great, just like ripping Zeus's head off. So I don't understand why everybody fucking
spoiler alert.
Yeah. Well, no, you don't actually rip Zeus's head off, but you ravage fucking gods. It's a lot of fun. So I don't understand what the hate is behind all these remasters. I think it's always great when they do this, especially when it's like a game that's actually like a classic title.
I think it's more when they don't do it properly. Like, they don't up the res, they don't mess with the textures. A lot of these bigger God of War, Gears, Halo, they can afford to do it properly. And I don't even think it's a matter of being able to afford to do it. I think it's just there have been a lot of crappy remasters for like random games you haven't heard of that came out like 15 years ago that didn't get a proper resolution update and shit like that. But most of the remastered stuff I've played, yeah, I've no problems whatsoever. All right, then.
I tend to buy remasters and never play them.
Yeah, I do that too. I did that with, we talked about earlier, Resident Evil. So let's see, we covered, let's move on from the, let's get back to PC gaming. A lot of Warhammer stuff. Vermintide, game we've talked about before. Some more gameplay footage showed up. It's basically just killing floor, but instead of zombies, rat people.
Yeah.
And instead of guns, Warhammers.
Do we know what the price point is on this game? Have they talked about this?
It's a Warhammer game, so probably like $40 or $50. I really doubt it'll be a full $60 title. Okay. I'm thinking probably around along the lines of 40. But yeah, it's supposed to be due out later this year. I've signed up for the beta forever ago. I don't even think they've had an open beta, but it's slated for release this year. So
is it really?
Yeah,
it's got to be right around
it might
the corner,
be pushed
then.
Back. Yeah, it might have been pushed back. But yeah,
I mean,
I'm really excited for it.
It looks like fun.
Yeah, it doesn't look like a game, something that'll take up all of your time and you'll be playing it for years on end. But it just looks like one of those fun games to play on the side every now and then, like killing floor.
Yeah,
that co-op Space Marine game.
Co-op Space Marine.
I mean, it looks like fun. I don't think it'll be a day one purchase for me, but I'll wait until it's.
I'm Warhammer fan. I buy everything day one, please.
Yeah, I mean that's
even
awesome.
The mobile games.
Even the mobile games, but you
I couldn't get most of those. I couldn't get most of those to work either because DRM free. It's hard, please. And I'm trying to do it on a Kindle, but anyway. But yeah, but the big Warhammer game that a lot of people are focusing on is the new Total War Warhammer, which I really don't know about that title. But they started to show up Total War Warhammer.
It is redundant.
Total Warhammer.
It should just be Total Warhammer.
Yeah, it should just be Total Warhammer. But every
it is Total Warhammer, isn't it?
Is it? Well, every article, everything I ever see, it's lined up as Total War Warhammer.
Is there a colon at least?
Apparently. But anyway, pre-alpha footage. They showed off a campaign mission for the Empire, which is a faction. They've been showing off the different factions, some of the factions, some of the more elite units, talking like eagles without feathers as like mounts with giant knights on top of them, and just literal giants walking around the field kicking things, and catapults and doom divers, and just all this crazy shit in the Warhammer universe that's coming to life. And the Total War engine, it's just fucking amazing. And the backgrounds look amazing. Like the Total War series has always looked good, but just the fact that this is Warhammer and they can have like lava waterfalls and like just weird interdimensional magics going on in the background while all these people are battling, it just seems really cool. I'm really excited for it. And this is also slated to be released next year. I don't know why I said all Silver Times this year. But yeah, it's still a ways off, but it's looking really good.
Yeah, I mean, we've discussed it before. It might be the thing that gets me to legitimately try a Total War game again.
Yeah, I'm kind of in the same boat.
I'm thinking they'll
I was waiting for like Lord of the Rings.
That's probably right around the corner, to be honest. It's probably
there's a mod for that. That's like really extensive and amazing.
Is there?
Yeah.
For which Total War?
Medieval 2.
Okay.
It's been out for years. But yeah, that wouldn't surprise me either. But I think they'll do some tweaks to the single-player campaign because it won't be catered so much towards the Total War crowd, but more bringing the Warhammer fans into the Total War crowd. So I don't think it'll be. I think it'll be tweaked a little bit. I think it'll be a bit more fast-paced.
I hope so.
Action-paced instead of staring at.
To be honest, if they did that, it would probably just piss off the Total
War fans. Yes,
dude,
I think it's a very fine.
They should have a giant ruler and fucking dice, and then have
just roll for it.
No, you have to have that actually like the tape ruler, and you have to extend it out in the game. Like you have to click and drag with your mouse and use that to measure out the inches your units can move. Welcome to Total Warhammer.
I think they'll do a middle ground that'll keep the Total War fans and the Warhammer fans happy. I think it's more keeping the Total War fans happy while making a system simple enough for a new person to come in and not really know anything about it, get a grasp from it right from the get-go, as opposed to playing it for 20 hours before you understand what the hell's happening, which is kind of the situation which is going on with the Total War franchise single player in general. But hard life. Talk about Shadowrun. I think we're pretty much good. Move on to space sim stuff, I guess.
Oh God. This is
real quick.
Tim's just going to talk for a while.
Real quick, before I get into Star Citizen, which is something I've been heavily invested in the past couple weeks. Elite Dangerous came out around the time of all this Gamescom stuff and laid out their future plan, which is they hope to have the game supported for 10 years from release, so about 9 years from now. The way they want to do this is with expansions, and what they're thinking is $60 expansions every year. Not the worst. I mean, it's not good. A lot of the thing that makes this problematic is a lot of the stuff that was kind of not necessarily promised, but really hoped for, and just people just assumed with Elite Dangerous is not in the game, and they want to put this stuff in the game via these expansions. So
basically, it's going to turn into Star Citizen at the end of 10 years.
No. Star Citizen is putting in all this stuff before they release the game.
Right.
The multi-crew, the social module. They're putting all this shit in. Elite Dangerous didn't do that. Right. They basically launched with Elite Dangerous is a beautiful game. You can run around, you can explore, you can bounty hunt, you can do some pretty cool stuff. But it's just very bare bones. Like after even 20 hours of just running around doing these little dogfighting things or exploring planets, discovering stars, trading, just being a space trucker, it's just very bare bones. It gets very old very quickly. And they want to implement all this stuff, but they want to do it with these expansions and I don't see it doing very well. Like, it's going to take them 3 years of expansions to even catch up with what Star Citizen is trying to do by the end of this year. Like, not even the full Star Citizen release, just with all the alpha modules. So I just rip Elite Dangerous. That's my final thought on this. Just, I don't see it working out well for them. It's a beautiful game.
you
a
were
lot of people are into it, but
a space trucker for a while there.
Yeah,
you were really into it.
It's kind of fun to do if you're like watching Netflix, but I don't want to play a video game while I'm like doing something else. It's just like, yeah, Star Citizen just has a bit more appeal. It's going to be a bit more faster paced, be more
whatever.
Much more
at this point, by the time Star Citizen releases, all 10 expansions for Elite Dangerous will be out.
How fast?
Yeah.
How fast has development been with Star Citizen?
In the past couple weeks, even, it's just kind of gone full bore. It was kind of in a stagnant place where, like, well, we have the main issue with them not getting first-person shooter stuff out is because they want to do first-person and third-person, and the animations were having trouble syncing up. They looked weird. They like just technically it was just broken, and they just didn't expect all these things.
Want it to be a Bethesda game.
No, they just wanted to have the first-person and third-person animations sync up properly. Basically,
it's a joke about how bad third-person animations are in
Bethesda games. I haven't really had a problem with third-person in Bethesda games.
Terrible and
oh yeah, well I mean yeah, especially it's the same animations over and over and over too. Yeah.
Yeah.
Fuck, that completely derailed me.
Mission accomplished.
With Gamescom coming up, with all the stuff they showed, they're going to be putting out the modules in a pretty rapid pace in comparison to the rest of the previous happenings of this year. The end of this month is a social module where basically you'll be able to walk around the hangar and interact with other players for the first time. It's going to be very bare bones, but the way they release these modules is they put it out there, and whatever initially, they get it to basically get the players to break it, and then when they fix it, they start adding in new stuff. So it's going to be very bare bones at first, but the multi-crew is what I'm very excited for, and that's due out during CitizenCon, which is like their big yearly, like BlizzCon, if you will. That's when the multi-crew stuff, and at that point, this first-person stuff will be out. So that's when things are going to get kind of nutty, and the game's just going to get broken and fixed, and it's going to just fucking wreak havoc on my nerves because it'll just constantly be broken. But that's when a lot of the cool stuff is happening. Leading up till then, they're just doing the first-person and the social module stuff. But just those modules alone, just the first-person being able to walk around and interact with players on his planet, the multi-crew being able to just walk around your ship and like live in your ship. Like you'll be living in these ships. There'll be like living rooms and like beds and just all this crazy shit that just years off expansion-wise in Elite Dangerous is going to be in Star Citizen. So it's definitely brought in a lot of the Elite Dangerous crowd, which is shrinking. But there are these people that are really into, like, I'm really excited for Star Citizen and I'm pretty into it. But there are people that are really into these fucking space sim games and just dump tremendous amounts of time. Like, the amount of time that would make our Dota careers, Palmer, look like cute. Like it's really disturbing. But a lot of these people are jumping ship to Star Citizen, and just in the coming 2 months, even, like, it's just going to be very interesting as far as all that goes. But I will talk to you about all. Jose is finally looking to get into it. I'm gonna have to show him the ropes after the cast.
Well, yeah, the thing that got me interested was they released a space yacht, and it's like one step closer to that giant space, like luxury space yacht that you showed me, Tim.
Yes,
a few months ago.
Jose really wants a space yacht. Jose would probably end up dropping like $500 on a space yacht.
How are you going to capitalize on that? What's your business plan?
I'm actually curious to hear this too.
Oh, no business plan. I assume we would just rob passengers
from your yacht. With your character with a popped collar, sipping on a fucking martini, laser gun in the other hand.
There you go.
Give me your money, sir.
I told him it's a good business plan for one run, but once you let those people go, unless you kill everyone and just kind of dispose of them, otherwise, it's going to get around that you're just robbing people and no one will come on your luxurious yacht.
It's a simulation then. It's a virtual reality.
No, you need to
entice. Are we going to be role playing robbing people? Is that what you're saying, Jose?
Exactly.
Is that how far you've fallen?
I just want to scream hard a port or hard to starboard at some point.
But it has to be on a space yacht. It can't be on a little single fighter ship that everyone else will have.
Exactly. No, but I got a little intimidated when Tim said he would run me through how to actually set up the game. Makes
Well,
me
it's not
think
how
there
to
might
set
be
up the
more
game.
than
It's
one.
just.
Is install an exe file, which I
Oh
was
no,
hoping.
no. I was more talking about just the selection of ships you would have to look at,
Oh,
just like where the game's at. But we already covered that in this cast. But no, it was just I'm more talking about just the variety of ships, concept space yachts that might be coming, and just shit like that. But no, it's like Palmer said. You know what, dude? Like this all looks kind of interesting. Why don't you like let me know when it all starts to happen? And
Yeah.
we're still at least 2 months off that point. But just being really into it and like checking the subreddit, going to the forums, and just like watching them knock out the bugs and break the game again, and then it's kind of interesting to see, like to follow it so closely and just this community, even though it's kind of cultish, or at least the subreddit is. Uh, it's just kind of cool to be a part of it, as all the magic happens.
So much magic.
And they hit 86, 87 million. They went up like 1.5 million over the weekend with their sale of just weird, expensive ships like mining ships. And then the Retaliator went on sale, which is like a stealth bomber, which I own. In Star Citizen, I now have a ship that is it's like half stealth bomber, half flying fortress. It's got 5 manable turrets on it.
Mm-hmm.
Like, even if all of us were playing, I would still need 3 other people to run that ship properly. It's kind of insane. Looks like a submarine on the inside. It's fucked, boys. But yeah, that's all coming together, and it'll be a couple months, but I think in a couple months, that'll be the time when you see a lot of people getting onto Star Citizen. A lot of people throwing stupid amounts of money into that game. Especially Palmer and Jose.
they're not already.
Because you know, they're doing that. What's going on in chat? I haven't been paying attention to that at all. And it was just
this person just letting me know that the stream is kind of breaking up, but it seems to be smooth on my end, and I'm getting all green lights here.
I just checked the stream, and I'm getting like a bit of video buffering, but the audio's still going.
Huh. Because it's been completely smooth for me.
Twitch has been weird.
It might be on Twitch's end then.
Twitch has been kind of weird for me for like a month. Since long before the international.
Also, we missed a bunch of stuff in chat. Something happened.
What?
There was just text on text on text.
Oh, yeah, there's a lot of chat going on. This is unusual for us.
I had Isaac park in, and I think he brought some friends, and just the dank memes were real, so you know how it is. But yeah, anything you guys want to talk about before we sign off? Oh, I also want to point out we're going to have we have a SoundCloud account, and the way SoundCloud works is with a free account you can only have 3 hours up at a time, I believe. So the Dark Mushroom Media SoundCloud channel I'm just going to have the 2 latest numbered cast up on that, so you'll be able to listen to this in audio format. Till me and Palmer just sit down and put everything up on the server and set up iTunes, which we're bound to do at some point.
Eventually, one of these days. One of these days.
But you'll be able to hear the audio on SoundCloud.
Yeah.
It's just Dark Mushroom Media. So.
What else?
Some stuff.
Was there?
I missed all this stuff, like Gamescom stuff. Like, what made Microsoft such a powerhouse for that?
Well, they debuted Mafia 3.
They just had more titles.
Yeah, they debuted Mafia 3, which, I mean, it was just a teaser trailer, but it was a pretty good teaser trailer, so I'm pretty excited about that. They had a bunch of other stuff. Yeah, they just had like just tons of presentations. I mean, like, I can forward you a whole link of all the information that they released. But I mean, I don't know. They had a presence there, and Sony didn't. Sony totally they completely didn't go this year at all. But it's kind of telling because I feel like they need to really figure out what their game plan is, because it doesn't really seem like there's a lot of stuff on the horizon. I mean, at least soon. And Microsoft's promising all these titles like 2015, early 2016, while Sony's looking more at late 2016, early 2017. So I mean, that's the bottom line. Xbox just had a presence, and that's really all that needed to be done there. But we had a couple other interesting things. They did a Crackdown 3 tech demo, which was absolutely insane, dude. the amount of destructibility in the multiplayer is mind-boggling. Absolutely mind-boggling. Apparently, you can level the entire city from top to bottom. They proved it. They shot through everything. I mean, we're talking like you guys played Crackdown 1, right?
Hell yeah.
Yeah, dude. All right, so you think about how tall some of those buildings were in Crackdown 1. The buildings of similar heights exist in Crackdown 3, but you can go into every room. You can blow open every wall. You can tumble down those entire skyscrapers if you want to, like just by blowing them up at the bottom and then just like watching them collapse. And so
you can do what they showed in that trailer a few months back?
Yes, they are really living up to that promise. And that's just absolutely awesome to me. If you want to snipe somebody, you can just shoot a tiny little hole in a wall and just put a sniper rifle through that hole and just like go to town, dude.
Awesome.
Like, I mean, it offers a lot of really interesting gameplay stuff. I really can't wait. I cannot wait. They said that they will be doing a beta for it. I really hope that, like, you know, if it's invite only, that me and Tim manage to get into it, because that will just be obnoxious fun, I think. Yeah, I mean, it looks like they're really nailing the gameplay. They haven't talked about a whole lot of like story stuff or like whether or not or how the single player is going to be, but that multiplayer looks absolutely incredible. The game looks great. I'm really excited for it. It is definitely one of my most anticipated games of 2016. What else was there? Lego Dimensions looks awesome. I have really only played like a couple of Lego games. You guys have played some of the Lego games,
I played the Lord of the Rings one. It was actually kind of amazing.
Yeah, and those games are like actually a lot of fun. And so this Lego Dimensions game is taking basically all of the Lego IPs and putting them into one game in a multiplayer form. It basically looks like that Disney Infinity game. I don't know if either of you guys are familiar with that, but in the Lego universe, which is awesome to me. You can run around with like every character from Doctor Who. You can run around with like Batman, Superman, Wonder Woman, the pretty Star Wars characters, pretty much everything. Well, I don't know about the Star Wars characters, but a lot of the other Lego like IPs are included in all of this.
The Lord of the Rings and the Hobbit. And
yeah,
all that.
Lord of the Rings, Gandalf. Can confirm Gandalf does make an
Gandalf
appearance.
confirmed.
Yeah.
Wait, so, gray or white? I have to know.
I believe it was gray.
That's racist.
Best.
So I mean, that holds a lot of potential, especially considering how fun the Lego games are. Really excited for that. Really excited about the multiplayer opportunities that game presents. And we'll definitely be covering that late, you know, as more information gets released. Then the last thing. We got some XCOM 2 screenshots that kind of outline what we can expect from the customizability, the way that you know, handling world invasions looks. It looks a lot more detailed, a lot more in depth than the last game was, and I've got to say I chalk a lot of that up to this being a PC only game.
Yeah.
Also, the screenshots are gorgeous. The character models and the details are really good. So I mean, we'll see, but I've got high expectations for it. I loved the last one. You know, I'm a fan of the original one. One qualm that I had with the one they released a couple years ago is the fact that it was kind of dumbed down compared to the original one. By kind of, I mean a lot. So I'm hoping
they did add a lot of stuff in the expansion, but
yeah, they did.
It is kind of a little disappointing that they added it in the expansion as opposed to just, the base.
They definitely did add a lot of stuff in the expansion, but regardless, it's looking like this one's going to have a lot more. It's going to be a lot more fun. So yeah, I mean, we've gotten a lot of really awesome information out of Gamescom. It was, in my opinion, better than E3. Yeah. You know,
we watched E3, like at least the Microsoft.
Yeah, and I was really excited about a lot of the E3 announcements, but I mean, like the stuff that's going on with Gamescom just kind of like it got me. I'll put it to you this way: the trailer and the gameplay stuff that I've seen for Tomb Raider from Gamescom has sort of made me interested in that game. Beforehand, I had no interest in it at all. So I mean, a lot of this stuff. I mean, Tim, you know my stance on the first one. I really didn't like it. So
I still have to play the remake. I haven't played it yet.
So I mean,
just watch the death scenes.
It is what it is. I really didn't like the last Tomb Raider game. I thought it was just silly. It kind of had me up. Never mind. It's too early to announce spoilers for that nonsense. But
yeah, don't.
Yeah. So yeah, I mean, like it was a really good conference, all in all. There was a lot of really awesome information. So it's been a busy week. But I think that's all I've got. Jose, do you have anything you want to add before we wrap it up here?
No, I mean, I'm going to be catching up on a bunch of stuff I've missed essentially for the last 2 months. So, yeah, any word on that Rare pirate game that they revealed at E3?
Oh,
you guys remember that?
There was something I read. I really don't remember what it was. I would have to dig for it right now.
Have it for next time.
Yeah, we can have it for next week. That's the other thing, Tim. When are you going to pick up Rare Replay at all?
I don't know. When is it? When is that coming out?
I believe it's like out.
Oh, it's out. Yeah. Probably not for a while then.
Okay.
The main thing, just Gears, Halo, and Fallout are my big things.
Yeah, when you pick that up, I'll probably pick it up because it's got Conker's Bad Fur Day.
It's got a few really good games.
Yeah, which apparently has online co-op.
Wait, really?
Yeah.
That's awesome.
And there's a couple other ones. You can play Perfect Dark online. You can play...
Please no God.
Well, Perfect Dark Zero.
Please no.
I think that one is on there, I believe. Yeah, you can play a lot of these games. Apparently they have online features, which is awesome. So... yeah, when the dust dies down from the the Halo and all that nonsense, we should pick that up and play through it. I think that would be a lot of fun. I'm also really excited to just play through fucking Banjo-Kazooie again, man. I'm ready, dude. Give me those achievements. I collected every fucking thing in that game on N64. I'm ready for the achievements for them, please. I still remember where a lot of them are, actually. So yeah, really, really excited for that too. But yeah, Xbox seems to be hitting its stride. That's really what I gathered from all of this. On that note, yeah, I mean, I guess there's nothing else. This will be the end of episode 25.
Yep, we'll probably be doing a Let's Play next week and then another cast the week after. So it's kind of a pattern. That's kind of been the pattern we fell into.
Do we have that decided yet? What are we playing next week?
I don't know. we come on, we fly by the seat of our pants here.
Yeah, that's true. I'm
just laying out the pattern we've been following.
We shall play Counter-Strike next week.
In some variation.
Yeah, he's got.
Yeah. You have Go. I'm pretty sure we played Go together.
Anyways, you got achievements every 3 seconds and just didn't know what was happening. It was just...
Oh yeah.
So yeah, I guess a Let's Play will be the plan for next week. But yeah, this has been episode 25. Yeah, that's it. As usual, we've got Logan703 to actually that way is the way that I'm supposed to be pointing. There we go. To the left of me, and CAD007 down at the bottom. It's been 6 weeks since you've been back. Is that underscore supposed to be there or not? I can never remember.
I don't think it is.
Wait, I think it is because
or it wasn't.
I've yet to murder the original CAD007 on Twitch.
Oh, okay, all right. So yeah, you can follow us all at the on Twitch and Twitter at the Logan703s, the Sturmsworths, and the CAD_007s. Anyways,
all our links are below, and we'll have a SoundCloud link up next week.
This will also be on YouTube in case you want to see us our pretty faces or check out some of the past episodes. So be sure to check out all those things. Take care, everybody, and we'll see y'all next week.
Peace.